Hi guys, it's Amy Catherine here, and this is your weekly reading for June 22nd through 28th, 2020. Okay, so if you've never been to my channel before, welcome. This is my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I won't be doing my weekly readings after June, so I have this weekly reading, and then I have one last one that's next week's for our weekly readings period, simply because I am moving forward with doing more meaningful things on this channel in regards to psychic development and things that are relevant long-term, such as, empathy and understanding energy and just psychic development tips and tricks in general. So if you like that, feel free to like and subscribe. This week, however, we do have some astrological events that will be happening. We have a couple. Currently, we have 5 planets retrograde. Now, on June 23rd, which I believe is Tuesday, we're going to have 6 planets retrograde because Neptune goes retrograde at 21 degrees of Pisces. Now, Neptune will station direct in November, and Neptune goes retrograde once a year, so it's not a surprise. But when Neptune goes retrograde, that's a time to really kind of go within. We seem a little bit more grounded because Neptune is that imagination, but we can also, especially artists and people who are very, very creative, might sometimes have issues with sort of delving and tapping into that creativity, because when Neptune retrogrades, or when any planet retrogrades, it's kind of the introversion version of that planet. So with Neptune retrograde, that is all about sort of going within and sort of pulling ideas to practicality, being a little bit more clear-headed in some ways, but not as imaginative. So this is really more about being creative and being a little bit more deliberate with your creativity and really sort of asking deep questions about where you get that fuel for that creativity. So this is actually a great time, especially for artists and creative types, to go and sort of delve in philosophically on where they sort of get their creative juices flowing and what they do to sort of nourish that creativity. And this will be a time of great sort of inflection on that. Neptune retrograde is also a great time to sort of change up your style or to sort of revisit what you do creatively or modify creative work or creative business. So with Neptune retrograde, it's not really as effective, or it's not as personal as, say, Mercury retrograde or Venus or Mars retrograde, because it is an outer planet. So it is something that kind of just is more of a general thing. Also on Thursday, we have Venus stationing direct. Woohoo! So go ahead and get married and, hunt people down on Tinder. So that's a great time to sort of reconnect with people, and it feels like it'll be a little bit easier with people, especially if your Venus is in Gemini or you have a lot of Gemini placements, because Venus is currently in Gemini. But it affects everybody. But if you're a Gemini or you've got anything like around 5 degrees Gemini, you're going to really feel it. So with Venus stationing direct, or any planet stations, which means it goes from backwards to forwards or forwards to backwards, when it's just sort of that pivot point, that's a very powerful moment. So we've got a lot of powerful energy this week because we got 2 planets stationing. In addition to that, on Wednesday, we'll officially have 6 planets retrograde, because we got Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus retrograde on Wednesday, but right before Venus stations direct. So this is a time of great introversion. So if you feel like you're a little sluggish, or if you feel a little sort of, it's almost like you're outside your body, or you have a hard time feeling grounded, just know you're not the only person. A lot of people that I know, intuitives and just people who feel like they're empathic alike, or just anybody sensitive in general, is really picking up on this energy. In addition to that, we've got an eclipse season going on right now. So we just had the solar eclipse on Father's Day. Now, if you're watching this, I published this on Father's Day. So there is a solar eclipse today. So if you're watching this on Sunday, make sure to make a wish or to light a black candle or just state an intention, because it is a powerful solar eclipse, because it is on the summer solstice, which is a very powerful day in astrology, because it's at 0 degrees Cancer and it's the beginning of summer. So it's going to be a very special day, especially with that solar eclipse. So make a wish. And even if you don't watch this, if you're watching this on Monday and Tuesday, you're still within that eclipse energy. So you are welcome to make a wish then, or light a black candle. If you're watching this on Sunday, chances are I have a black candle lit right now. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that we actually have 3 eclipses this month. And the last time we had an eclipse on the summer solstice, I think it was 3 eclipses in a row, was back in 2007. So it's not completely uncommon, but it's still, not quite common. So it is a very intense season with all of the stuff stuff going on. So just be extra gentle with yourself. On to the card reading. What I got while I was shuffling the cards is the angels came to me, specifically Archangel Michael. They're talking about this is going to feel like a lot of stop-go energy this week. And they wanted me to do the Angel Tarot cards because there was some strong energy that they wanted to emphasize, because the Tarot has a lot of really deep, layered, complex meanings. And I also like to read reversed cards. So sometimes they like to sort of politely let us know about challenges coming up. And the reason why I like to talk about reverse cards is because that helps me sort of see any challenges that we need to put extra effort into. I guess the best analogy for that is when you see a challenging aspect in astrology. There's no such thing as a bad card, and there's no such thing as a bad placement. Only with how you play with the energy of that card or placement, there is higher octave and lower octave energy. And so that lower octave is the ego, and the higher octave is ascendance and enlightenment and peaceful thinking and, acceptance. So on to Monday, Tuesday, we have the Knight of Air reverse. And this is what it looks like reverse. This is what it looks like right side up. I'm using the Radleigh Valentine deck, and I was guided to use this deck. So when this card shows up, it can have multiple meanings. This week, what Archangel Michael came through pretty strongly and said that there may be ideas that we're having to put on the back burner or put on hold. The Knight of Air reverse can also be somebody in our lives that's manipulative, but in this case, I really want to emphasize ideas. They put a lot of extra emphasis on the fact that this card represents an idea this week. So I feel like there may be a plan that you're wanting to do, but it feels like it's taking longer to do, or there may be a situation, or there may be a circumstance in which you have an idea, but you can't launch it, or you're a little frustrated because it's not launching. And I feel like that's kind of attributed to part of that retrograde energy that's going to be happening on Monday, Tuesday, especially Tuesday with Neptune going retrograde. So it's more of a not yet card, or that needs revision with all of these planets in retrograde. Retrograde equals time of revision, revise, revisit, reevaluate, reassess, all those words. So this is a really time to go internal. So probably one of the reasons why this plan may not be getting off if you have a plan that you're trying to launch is because this plan needs some sort of revision, and this sort of all of this retrograde energy is asking you to go deeper into that plan that needs some fine-tuning. On to Wednesday, Thursday, we've got a really great card. It is the Ace of Water, and it is direct. It is right side up. When the Ace of Water sort of shows up, that is a card of emotional abundance. So there may be great news, great emotional news, rekindling of relationships. With Wednesday, Thursday, especially Thursday with Venus going direct. When Venus goes direct, that's going to make it easier for people to communicate and easier to really connect on an emotional level, whether it be partnerships or friendships or just people you have an emotional deep connection to, and people that you love, because Venus is the goddess of love. And when this card shows up, I feel like it's kind of like people going, yay, the Venus retrograde is done, and we're all kind of wanting to get back together. And I feel like this is a great time where you might have some really good news, or might even be some sort of emotional abundance. Now, on to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have a major arcana card, and that is renewal. Now, in traditional tarot, this is also known as judgment. Now, with judgment, it is one of those cards that is misunderstood. Judgment is not, God's judging you, because in traditional tarot, it looks like the rapture. It's like Archangel Gabriel's got the trumpet, and he's letting people rise again. What this card means is kind of like a karmic liberty of sorts. It means that there is some karmic finality. I also feel like it's tied to that Monday, Tuesday card in a way, and things that you feel like have been put on hold will start to feel like they have been released, because I feel like Venus is going to allow some, especially for financial prosperity for people who've been feeling blocked. They're saying that Venus is connected to that energy, and they're saying that there's going to feel some shifts of moving forward and things moving forward. I know we've all had a lot of challenges when it comes to the coronavirus and places shutting down, making us work from home, or having to be laid off, or even let go from work. So a lot of people are sort of trying to just do their best with what they have and really sort of budget. And I feel like this is kind of the beginning of an opening of sorts for you financially. I do feel like there's a heavy sort of financial, because they keep showing me Venus and they keep showing me the visual as I'm talking, visual of money. But I also feel like there is some sort of a level of lifetime karma that's going to be completed this weekend. So I feel like this is a really great time to work on that karma. That's a revelation is a great card for people who are trying to wrap up karma and people who are ready to move on to the next level. So you have to let go of the old and tie up old loose ends and wrap up karma before you're able to sort of move forward into the next phase. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for notifications on upcoming videos and information and all that. And I also have a monthly newsletter. So if you do like free readings, don't forget to like and subscribe to my monthly newsletter. That link is below. I also give monthly astrological reports to my newsletter subscribers, sometimes discounts, and I always post upcoming events and interesting things that are happening in life. And then I'm also at Forever in a Day in Woodstock, Georgia on Tuesdays and Fridays and third Saturdays, and their link is below. Be sure to call ahead to book an appointment. And you can also book an appointment with me online through my website, and that link is below. I am now offering astrology readings. So if you're wanting a natal reading or wanting a transit reading or even a solar return reading, feel free to book an appointment with me, and that link is also below. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I know that it's kind of bittersweet. I just want to have more time to be able to do my art, and I also want to be able to do more meaningful videos on YouTube that really help you out long term, so you always have a resource that isn't sort of only relevant for a brief time, because that's really what my YouTube channel is about. So I'm really excited about moving forward and what's next, and being able to do a lot more creative work and having more bandwidth to do that, and more creative work with my art and watercolors. So until next time, take care, stay in love and light, and I'll see you later. Bye.